India is a country that has numerous problems that plague it. A lot of laws that are redundant, a lot of governments that have come in that have been very ineffective. I myself have been a part of a couple of rallies over time. Then there was a time when corruption had become a big issue and everyone was marching in this whole, movement behind Anna Hazare, and that whole movement of anti-corruption that had become so big. Please don't sound so out of it. Alia, the Anna Hazare was very much there. He was the forefront of the movement.
No, I know.
Then
Anna
Baba
Hazare,
Ramdev.
what happened to him
Then
now?
Baba Ramdev jumped onto his stage, and Baba Ramdev kind of sabotaged that whole movement by making a mockery of it, giving a different angle to it. Cut to then part of that movement decided to form a political party called AAP. Then Eff N Bedi decided to join the BJP, and the AAP now is fragmented into further pieces. So it's So I'm just saying, Anna Hazare sweetly is still sitting in his own space with the same old determination for the same old causes that he believed in, and all the lakhs of supporters are just missing in action, but Anna Hazare still stays true to his commitment and where he is at. Okay, that's where we are. So then the whole Anna Hazare movement that took place, we all took to the streets, we all joined the movement. I even went to Delhi, I went on stage with Anna Hazare when he was doing his fast. These are things I feel very passionately about. At the time that the terrorist attacks happened in our country, when we went on a big march, anti-terrorism, asking for the government to give us a better support, better policing, etc., that was a huge issue. Candlelight vigils, I've been very much a part of all of that. I think it's very important for people to come together as a society and speak up, because then governments take notice, and when governments don't take notice, then governments get overthrown because they haven't taken notice. So I think it's very important for movements to take place, for people to show support for causes. I think I've been passionate about corruption, I've been passionate about fundamentalism not existing in my country, about the fact that government should take better care of us, give us better policing, better enforcement, better legal systems. As far as women empowerment goes, I'm very hugely involved with women empowerment causes, our legal rights, and for that matter, right now I even support men's rights. The fact that in this whole pro-women empowerment space that we're in, we've actually turned anti-men. Being pro-women doesn't mean you have to be anti-men. It means you're pro-women, and there has to be equality of the genders, which we seem to forget sometimes in this whole gusto of put men down to put women up, which is bullshit. We talk about dowry, we talk about women that suffer in marriage. So the fact is, every 8 minutes a married man commits suicide. These are serious issues. There was a marriage bill that was being proposed, still being proposed in Parliament, that states that if a woman marries a man, even for 3 days, and separates for 3 years, she's entitled to half his property and half of whatever he stands to inherit. There's a proposed bill right now in Parliament. So that means I work as a single mother hard my entire life to secure and buy, say, an apartment for my son. So I spend my whole life buying an apartment for my son, and he gets married. The marriage doesn't work out. She's entitled to half of what I have earned my whole life to secure my son. How does that make sense? It doesn't make sense. It's my earnings for him. So, things like that need to have a little thought and consideration. We can't be so pro-women that we're anti-men. You talk about don't bring dowry into a marriage, then why take alimony from the man? Let her bring in what she has, and then you take away from him what he has. There has to be some sense of equality, which is completely skewed in India. There's so many factors you need to keep in consideration. So, these are things I get passionate about, and I'm a very passionate citizen. I get up and I have fortunately the ability to speak not just on social media but across news channels, and I make my point whenever I'm asked to come and make my point, and I feel passionate. So Aalia, what are the things you feel passionate about? Because today it's not just about news channels, it's about social media that you can be involved with. There are causes on the streets that people take to, there are rallies that people participate in. So what are the causes that you feel passionate about?
I have a tattoo on my wrist here, which is a big equal to sign. So it stands for all types of equality, whether it's financial equality, gender equality, marriage equality, social equality, income equality. So I really believe in all forms of equality. So if it was for women's rights, like for example the rape cases that happened recently, I would perhaps go and rally for that. I would strongly believe in action being taken against, for example, the rapists, or for example anything that has to do with women empowerment. I'm not so much for the whole empowerment of men. I feel like they don't really need it right now. So I probably wouldn't. Especially in a place like India.
Equality,
I'm sorry,
equal
but
rights.
men get more than enough. They can get away with anything. almost
I don't,
anything. They get
I
away
don't
with
think two wrongs
everything.
make a right, Aalia.
But I'm not
You know?
saying either. But I'm just saying the men get away with so much. I really don't think that they need people to fight for their rights. They get enough as it is.
No, I think there are too many laws out there that actually victimize men. And we need to do away with the laws that are victimizing men. Like, say, for example, tomorrow a woman wants to get divorced. She suddenly starts doing 498, this, that. She throws the dowry thing at him. She throws this at him, throws that at him. Just the lawyers advise you, oh, these are really strict laws against men, non-bailable offences. Just slap these 4 charges on him.
I'm
He's
sure
doomed.
there's a
So
lot of
everyone
sad
wants to go
stuff
through
from
divorce.
a man,
Just
but all
uses
I'm saying
these
is that
acts
I
against
don't
men.
personally believe it's something that I would bother with at
Okay.
all.
Okay. Fair enough. It's not your cause.
Correct,
Okay.
it's not my cause at all. Marriage equality, I believe homosexuals should have equal rights as straight couples.
So you would rally for the rights of homosexuals.
Of course I would,
You would
yeah.
rally for the rights of women.
Yes.
What else would you rally for?
If inadequate justice was being served, I would definitely perhaps rally for that too.
Inadequate justice as in what?
Like, for example, like the rape case that I...
Okay, so say for example, if someone's not being penalized enough, or
Correct.
somebody deserves more
Firstly, I
of a
believe that
sentence.
the death penalty is too easy. They should be like tortured and then killed or something.
On certain,
Too easy.
certain
It's far
cases,
too
I
easy.
think.
Just kill them. You torture them and then you kill them.
What do you say? Like, oh my God, I need to stand up for this.
Like this freedom of speech. Like very often, I say something and people are like, no, you can't. Like people who are in positions of authority are like, no, you can't say that. Like, yes, I can say that. No, you can't say that. Yes, I will say it. I can and I will say it. So I will fight for that. If I want to say something, I will say it and I will be unapologetic about it as long as I believe that I am in the right. Oh, labeling. Okay, I wouldn't. It's not rally. You can't rally for this, but it's something that really bothers me. Like for example, women being called sluts because they dress a certain way or because of the amount of sexual partners they have. That bothers me. It's like it's their life. Let them do what they want. Who are you to label someone? For that matter, any form of labels though. Like
I've got a great label. Like every time you sneeze, you fall in love. That's like a label.
It's not label. One second. I'm not talking about that. 1 second. 1 second. Wait now. Wait. Let me finish.
Was that something somebody said to me on another episode of Eff N
It's
Bedi?
not label, mama. That is a comment. This is a label as in like you're labeling someone for something. It's different.
You know why? If you wear this,
Not
you're
the
a
same,
slut.
mama.
If you
That's a
sneeze, you're in
comment.
love.
That's
If
a
you're,
comment.
you know.
1 second. No, that's different. That's very different. Don't bring that up. That's completely unrelated. Stop. You killed it. Don't go.
That's the end of this episode of Eff N Bedi. I will rally for my rights to also speak. I will also rally for my rights to have my opinion heard on Eff N Bedi. I will also rally for the
You
fact.
just missed out on some other problems I had, but okay. Just go for it. Go for it. Go.
If you want to state it, you
Go
can
for it.
state it.
You won't get the content you so desperately crave. So please.
It's not content that I
You
desperately
crave
crave.
the attention. So I mean.
It's not I crave an attention. It's just that I have a right to speak. I also have a right to be heard. And if you are mean to me, I have a right to say you're being mean to me.
Oh,
And
what
if
you're
I
saying,
feel
what
you
you gonna
label
do
me,
about
I have a right to also say that you've labeled me. And I have a right to also giggle. And I also have a right to be whatever.
I made a comment on you. I said
So
you
somebody-
sneeze and you fall in love. That's not a label. That's not a label.
You're saying that is the case. Therefore, you're stating that if I sneeze, I fall in love. You're
I'm
saying
making
that is
an
the case.
assumption about you. I'm not
Aha!
pressing
She
a label.
assumes things about me and tells me I assume things about
Yeah,
her.
it is an assumption, but it's also a very valid assumption.
Well, so how do you know people who are making labels aren't having valid assumptions of their own?
Because you don't just like someone, you fall head over heels for someone. And you're
It's
so tall that you fall so hard that
is so nice
you, like,
to be
knock off
able
you.
to let go emotionally. That is so
you
cool.
fall, you crack your skull open, you're lying there unconscious for like 3-4 years. You don't notice everything that's going on.
You know?
She falls so hard, she cracks her skull, then when it gets fixed together, she lost so many brain cells that she drives me crazy. That is the story of her life.
That is the story of Eff N Bedi. And you know what? When she goes off to NYU,
I'm so
I'm not
happy.
going to be subjected to any of this scrutiny anymore. And I can actually breathe and get on with living my life too, I guess, in a way. So maybe there's a really positive side to all of this.
Great.